Today we're going to crochet the viral steamer basket. And this little dumpling here is actually my existing pattern, the perfect bow, which I'll link in the description below. It's a really quick, easy, and no-sew bow, and as you can see it has a nice little chubby raindrop shape with a little tuft on top. So it fits perfectly into the steamer basket. The steamer basket, like the bow or the dumpling here, is completely no-sew. You just need to weave in the ends, and as you can see, the top fits over the bottom like so, and you can add the dumpling inside before closing it up. If you prefer following along with a written pattern, please do check out the free pattern page on my blog, and it's linked in the description box below, along with a PDF pattern download if you'd like to support me as a pattern designer. Let's go ahead and go over the materials on how to make this. For this project, you are going to need some super bulky or bulky weight chenille velvet yarn. This is Posh Twist, linked in the description box below. It's a weight 5 chenille velvet that I really like to use. I use the same type of yarn for both the dumpling and for the basket. The dumpling is going to take up a 5mm hook, and for the basket, we're going to size up a little bit and use a 6mm hook. Now, you are going to also need a yarn. For the steamer basket, you're also going to need a pair of scissors, and if you're crocheting the bow on my other video, you will need some stuffing, 12mm eyes, and some extra yarn for embroidering details if you want. Let's crochet the bottom of the basket. For this part, we're going to use a 6mm hook. Just for reference, I did the dumpling portion using a 5mm hook. So you're going to go up just a hook size for the basket. And to begin, we're going to start with round 1. For round 1, you're going to begin with a magic ring. Inside the magic ring, make a chain. That's my slip knot, by the way. So make a chain and then insert 10 half double crochets in the ring. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When you finish, you're going to pull the ring tight and then use your hook to insert into that first half double crochet that you made and pull through with a slip stitch. That's the join at the end. Now we're going to start on round 2. For round 2, we're going to make a chain, and you're going to insert increases all the way around. We're using half double crochet increases here, so that means insert 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. And I'm also going to pull up that starting yarn tail to weave in while I work round 2. So now I'm going to insert my hook into that first half double crochet. Here's my starting yarn tail in between. And again, I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in that very first stitch. Then insert an increase into that next stitch. Work around, increase in the next stitch. Increase in the next. And repeat it around. As you can see, I'm holding that yarn tail close to my stitches here, so I'm naturally weaving it in here. This is optional. You don't have to do it this way, of course. You can weave it in yourself later with a yarn needle or with a smaller hook, but I prefer doing it this way so that it's one less step to do at the very end. Once you have finished increasing all the way around, you're going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch, like so. Now let's begin round number 3. For round 3, we're going to make a chain and then half double crochet in that first stitch. In the next stitch, we're going to make an increase. So here's my half double crochet increase, and we're going to repeat this whole sequence around. Half double crochet and then increase. Half double crochet and then increase. At the very end, join with a slip stitch to that first half double crochet, and you are done. After you finish round 3, your dumpling should fit within that space pretty snugly. As you can see, it is just about the right size here. And if you find that your piece is a little bit too small, I would recommend either going up a hook size because it's possible that your stitches are just too tight, or you can loosen them up by stretching out your piece a bit. Now for this next step, you're going to make one chain and then you're going to half double crochet in each of the back loops. So working into that first back loop, I'm going to make a half double crochet. The next one, a half double crochet, and all the way around. And now at the end, I'm joining with a slip stitch to the first half double crochet. You can push your piece inside out. Make sure the right side of your stitches are facing outwards. And you can check it for size. Your dumpling should fit cozily inside the basket like so. And let's continue on. For the next round, round number 5, we're going to make a chain and half double crochet all the way around. And of course at the end we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first half double crochet. Your basket should now be forming into this nice 3D shape. And again, you can stretch out your stitches slightly if you find that they're curling in or getting too tight. For round 6, we're going to repeat around, half double crochet in each stitch, and let's meet back at the end of the round. For round 7 of the basket, you're simply going to repeat the previous round, which is make a chain and half double crochet around. Join with a slip stitch at the very end. After round 7 is complete, you can fasten off with a tail for weaving in. If you are not a fan of using yarn needles, you can just use a smaller hook to weave in the ends like so, pulling it through the stitches. You can also see how your dumpling fits for size. So here is my chubby little dumpling, and I'm going to put it right inside. And here's what it looks like with its tiny little head peeking out. Or I guess it looks like a tuft of hair up there. Anyways, let's move on to the top of the basket. For the top of the basket, we're going to use the same hook size that we did for the bottom, which is a 6mm hook. Start off with a magic ring for round 1, and inside the magic ring, you're going to make the slip knot. Then do your chain, and then insert 11 half double crochets in the magic ring. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Then you're going to tighten the ring, and you're going to join with a slip stitch to the first half double crochet. For the next round, round 2, make a chain and increase in each of the stitches around. So again, like the bottom of the basket, you're inserting half double crochet increases, which means 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. At the end, join with a slip stitch to the first half double crochet. And for this next section, we're going to half double crochet and increase all the way around. So for round 3, we're going to start off with that half double crochet and then increase in the next stitch. Again, half double crochet and then increase in the next stitch. Let's repeat that. At the end, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. And for this next round, we're simply going to make a chain and half double crochet around in back loops only. Again, the back loop is the one facing away from you, or the one farther from you. And here's my join to the first half double crochet. At this point, you can turn your piece right side out, and let me tighten my ring here. It's really open. All right. For round number 5, we're going to make a chain to start and half double crochet in each stitch around. Now we can go ahead and fasten off for the top of the basket. And I like to leave just a little bit of a tail for weaving in over here. And again, I'm going to use a crochet hook instead of a yarn needle. You're welcome to use a yarn needle though. Alright, and I'll weave it in more later. Let's pull that top starting yarn tail in. Alright. And for now, you can go ahead and fit the top over the bottom piece to see how well it fits. If you're finding that it doesn't go fully over or overlap the bottom of the basket, what you could do is stretch out your stitches just slightly by using your hands to gently pull on the stitches. And you'll want to pull on both the flat circle piece and the height of the basket here. After some pulling, it should be able to fit much better over the bottom. Now, if you'd like to make a handle for your basket, all you have to do is insert your hook under a stitch between rounds 2 and 3 of the top. So here I am inserting between 2 and 3, and you can do any stitch around because you just need to make sure the other side is across. So after you insert your hook, we're going to pull yarn through, pull in the same color you used for the basket top. Then you're going to make 8 chains. And then go to the other side of the basket. You're going to want to double check here to see where that would be. And when you found the spot, insert your hook under that stitch between rounds 2 and 3, and you're going to yarn over and pull through like so. And if you'd like a slightly longer handle, you can add more chains to that as well. And when you are done pulling yarn through, you're just going to fasten off and weave in those ends. So here I'm going to use my yarn or hook here and pull that in. And we're going to make sure we weave in those ends. And I like to secure the yarn ends inside by tying them tightly. Here's the top of my basket. And let's put the whole thing together. So, dumpling with its little tuft of hair poking out. And there's the top of my basket that goes over, like so. If you like, you can even put your dumpling the other way so that you can see its cute face right when you open up. Alright, so let's open up that steamer basket. Oh, so cute! Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to like and leave a comment, and I'd love if you could follow me on Instagram for some crochet inspiration. Take care. Happy crocheting. Bye now.